This is Rhythm Phoenix. Alright, coming to you from the heart, from the mind, from the soul, within this body, this shell. This is another talk dealing with some recent things. First of all, I just want to say rest in peace to Charlie Murphy. To me, this is very personal because Eddie Murphy has been and will be one of my favorite, well, he's my favorite comedian, but he's also one of my favorite actors as well, and writers and everything else. He's just one of my favorite people on the planet, like a Michael Jackson, Bob Marley type of thing, Marcus Garvey, you know, type of thing, Noble Drew Ali type of thing, Malcolm X type of, you know what I'm saying, Muhammad Ali type of thing. Favorite people. And so I found out about 5 years ago, maybe 6, that Eddie Murphy, or Edward Murphy, was born on the same day I was born, April 3rd. I think he was born in 1953. I can't remember, but April 3rd. Okay, I was born April 3rd, 1982. So I just turned. Okay, my birthday just passed, and very touching situation. That was his older brother. All right, died at the age of 57. I had a younger brother, died at the age of 16. You know what I'm saying? And just a little bit crazy synchronicities dealing with parallel world universes and things like that I can get into in a whole nother video. We both can do this, you know what I mean? This thing with the eye, you know. And so I'm giving my condolences personally to Eddie Murphy and his family. Okay. Who his father, I think it was his stepfather, basically father, died of leukemia as well in 2001, I think. But anyway, maybe 2005. I'm not sure, but I do know that he passed away early 2000s. Anyway, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. He dies on April the 12th, 2017. Prince died on April the 21st, 2016. You clearly see the reverses of the 2 and the 1. It's both dealing with the time of the year, spring, all right, and as well as we know that Whitney Houston, I think she died on the 12th, and Prince died on the 21st. But anyway, you know, and Dave Chappelle comes out, he come back, he revamps his career. Charlie Murphy passes away. You see what I'm saying? Prince passes away. It's very strange things going on, you know. Crazy coincidence if you believe in coincidences. But that's what we're about to get into right now, because if you believe in coincidences still and believe that things are just coincidences, hey, I got some shit for you right now. I got a couple things for you right now. So get ready, and I hope y'all with me. Get ready. Okay? So here it is. This 11/11 thing, okay, that I've been on, me and my wife been on for a little bit over 10 years, maybe. No, yes, yeah, no, 8 years. Okay, and so what I'm dealing with is some crazy stuff, because it's 146, which equals 11. The number 1111 is very personal relationship I have with this number, with this thing. And if anybody has watched my other videos dealing with 1111, then you clearly know what I'm talking about. Okay, so first of all, I have one thing to tell you. Keisha Cole, okay, Keisha Cole, I just found this shit out yesterday. Okay, Keisha Cole got an album that's coming out, or has already came out, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to figure that out so I can delve into the album to see what she's talking about, because all of her past albums talking about breakups and shit mostly. But she does have talent, and you know, she's a great singer and everything like that. Not taking that away from her. It's just, you know, I'm not really into all that shit that she be singing about all the time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, she got an album coming out, as you see right here. It's called 1111 Reset. And there's an interview on YouTube where she's on the Breakfast Club, I think, and she's talking about it. She's been talking about it since late 2016. Okay, so let me tell you. First of all, we already know that when we're dealing with this 1111, this is spiritual, and it's in the mainstream, such as Keisha Cole. You know what I mean? It's in the mainstream, and people are expressing it on mainstream venues, radio shows, television shows. Like she was on, I think it was Fox, and she said something about 1111 reset. She talked about it. She said it's an angel number and everything like that, right? When she's doing it like this, you know, you gotta watch. You have to watch. I'm not really speaking about her actions, but for the fact that she's able to be on Fox and these other mainstream, you know, venues to speak about 1111, which is very, very, very mystical, because this shit is very, very real. Okay. It's very strange. It's very strange. You know, I'm not going to say it's positive. I'm not going to say it's negative, but I will say it's strange. And what's even more strange is that when I came across this, I came across when I was reading a book called by Ibn Arabi. Okay, all right. You know who that is if you read the Henry Corbin books. Okay, this book is called The Universal Tree and the Four Birds. Okay. You already know what I'm about to say. Yes, in my relationship, my personal relationship, the four birds and the universal tree is relating to the number 1111, or this time prompt thing, 1111. That's in the book that I always show people that nobody seems to, that a lot of people don't know exists. All right. So any nigga who out there says, or anybody who says, you know, Keisha Cole, she got 11, she pointed me out to this 1111 and all this type of shit, yo. That mean you know, come on. If it takes somebody like her who is in the mainstream business, who got to give her son $100 for the tooth fairy instead of $1, because you know what can he do for $1? This is what she says in the interview on Fox. You know, sitting on the couch. You know, come on. I mean, this 1111 thing is very spiritual, okay? But here's the book. This is the book that I recommend the most. It's called the 1111, the Time Prompt Phenomenon. All right, and this book came out. Let me see. The book came out in around. I can't really see which year. 2009. It's copyrighted 2009, so that's when it came out. Okay. So what we dealing with is her coming out with an album called 1111 Reset. All right. Let me see how much time I got. Let me tell you. What's the significance of the title 1111 Reset? This is what the interviewer was asking her. She says, "I just wanted to put that on the album because it's been everywhere. For the past year, I've been seeing 1111 constantly, and to my understanding, you are aligned spiritually with your destiny, and everything that is meant to be in your life is happening at the right time. The timing is right, everything is right. Reset is definitely cohesive with that." Okay, that was her words. So clearly she's gotten that information from these people out here who says that same phrase over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? You this and that and this. I take it as being, when I see it, that lets me know I'm on the right path. They are actually entities. You know what I'm saying? As a one entity, it's only one entity, but it's a multiplication of the two entities. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very heavy. It's very heavy. I got about a minute left. Sorry, my daughter was interrupted me a little bit. It's crazy. So 1111 Reset is the name of Keisha Cole's album. All right, Keisha Cole. That's the name of the album. 1111 Reset. If anybody has listened to it, let me know if you heard it. Let me know what it's about. But my thing is this: when I came across this book by Ibn Arabi called The Universal Tree and the Four Birds, I was completely blown away. Completely blown away. Never knew this book existed until I found out from reading Henry Corbin's book. This is Henry Corbin's book called The Man of Light in Iranian Sufism. Okay? When you get into stuff like this, that's when you know you're getting into some deep stuff. Okay? I'll be right back. back to what I was saying. This is the book that I was telling you about. It's called Ibn. It was by Ibn Arabi, Sufi mystic. The Universal Tree and the Four Birds. You can Google Ibn Arabi if you want to see what, you know, who he is and everything like that. That's a whole nother subject. But you know, I don't even know where to begin. See, this is so much information, and I took notes and everything like that. You see, because this is all spiritual and it's all personal, and it's dealing with a relationship. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down my bullets, and I'm gonna connect some things, right? And hopefully we can follow. We can let this flow and it come out good. All right. So, and when I'm speaking, remember 11:11. Remember the number 11. Remember the number 1. You know, 1 is in unity. All right, being divided, yet being that same oneness. Okay, and think about the universal tree, the tree of life, Kabbalah, Adam Kadmon, the macrocosm, the microcosm, as above, so below. Think about all these things, Carl Jung, and all his works and things like that. Okay, my first bullet. Because, see, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with spiritual shit. So I'm writing these things down while I'm studying and having epiphanies and shit. You see what I'm saying? So I got shit just everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere. This is I got many notebooks. You know what I mean? This is like, I do this, okay? The serpent is the way it is because it is due to it being stability as wisdom in a transcendental phase and a wave and particle in a three-dimensional phase. All right, it's almost as if saying that it's abnormal here, like wisdom is abnormal here or something. You know what I mean? If it's not dealing with something that's like, you know, tangible stuff, then it can't be a part of nothing. You know, like science. But the mind itself is intangible. Some people will relate the mind to the brain, but I don't see how this could even begin to even be true. But you know, they deal with scientific proof and evidence of consciousness, which is only coming through the body, the physical body. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're dreaming, that can't really be seen other than what they know as of through the REM sleep. All right, when you're dreaming and your eyes are moving and things like that, they're saying, okay, well, he's conscious because has some type of consciousness because he's dreaming. We know he's dreaming, you know, whatever, you know. But that's all science. But the mind is the hidden one, you see. So here we go. The universal tree of life / of wisdom. All right. The four birds in this book that I have been studying, I am relating to not only the four clairs in the Dion Virtue book, the angel therapy. All right. All right. To all my melanated people. To all my melanated people. Most of the people that do these occult books and things like that in the New Age, they're Caucasian. Okay, this has nothing to do with racism or, you know, race and everything. I'm talking to everybody right now, but I'm talking to people because I represent the culture of the African diaspora, the African American. All right, never let white Caucasian angels, Caucasian deities, Caucasian psychologists, Caucasian authors, Caucasian occult writers block your path, man. Don't reflect on the skin color. Don't read a book by its cover, number one, right? Because that's, you're gonna miss out on a lot of shit. We're dealing with the light within and the soul within, which the symbology of the soul in mostly all theology, mythology is this blackness, this darkness, and this light. You know what I'm saying? That it emits of its own by being birthed from basically wisdom. Mary represents wisdom. Set or Isis, whose son is Heru, through the conception of Osiris, is Horus, represents light as well. Spiritual aspiration. And that grows the soul within you and the spiritual life within you. You see what I'm saying? So, let me see how much time I got. So, 11:11, all right? These are my initiates, okay? I did a song, I'm hip-hop, Shan Sharon. And I did a song called Birds Speak. Birds Speak. And when I was doing it, I said, damn, that sounds just like Birds Beak. How am I gonna, you know what I mean? And someone was just telling me, no, just do the song, just do it. which is not, I don't even think is a favorite among anybody that I know. You know what I mean? Because it's very deep, it's very esoteric, it's very occultic. The song is called Birds Speak. If anybody wants me to upload it, I will, and you know, you can listen to it. So I had a vision years ago that I was in this place that looked, I can't even tell you what the place looked like. It looked like a garden, a coliseum with a garden in it with stone. And there was these eagle-looking deities dressed up in garments and robes, and they were giving me a diploma of a scroll of some sort, and there were no words, none of that. It was just straight up, yeah, you know, like I knew everything was going on, and it was basically like a dream type vision thing. I can't explain. Okay, boom. So, and I walked towards them, and it was a podium, like they was getting ready for me to talk, right? Or speak to a crowd. The crowd, I never seen the crowd. I always had my back turned to what was behind me. And the vision was just these, I can't even tell you how many, but there might have been 4, I don't know. But I can't tell you how many, but I know for sure there was one in particular bird. Almost kind of similar to the Sumerian tablets, right? And the Enuma Elish, where you see those bird deities with the face, and they got them wings. That's kind of what it looked like, all right? And I had this vision, and after I received it, I woke up, or something happened. I come back to the 3D reality, and I remember having the vision, and I wrote about it in a rhyme, in a song called Birds Speak. See what I'm saying? My whole vision is in that song, literally. All right? So, after that, I started running, I started having epiphanies of running into things that I was reading, dealing with initiation, this, initiation that. And every time it came up, I had epiphanies and visions of these bird entities, these bird deities giving me this damn diploma, this scroll or whatever, and me getting ready to talk to whatever, but I didn't do that because I woke up before that, and boom, I'm you know, I felt like I was initiated into something. I don't know. So as I'm looking at something that's giving me the chills as I speak right now, because I can't believe what I'm looking at. But anyway, so I had that vision, right? So that's what I'm saying. The 1111 to me, these are my initiates. These are my friends. You know what I mean? My spiritual friends. They brought me into this path. They helped me. They led me to these things. They don't judge me or my human nature. That's why I like the song Why, the song by Michael Jackson. Not only is it filled with the chorus, it's filled with why. And then he says, tell them that it's human nature. You know, it's probably my favorite song other than You Got Me Working Day and Night by Michael Jackson, along with A Stranger in Moscow and many others. Remember the Time, which is one of my favorite videos. But anyway, so these are my initiates into my theophanic path and journey up and down the ladder daily in my soul/thought life, i.e. Jacob's ladder, i.e. the 7 chakra subtle body system. You know what I mean? Think of the Ant movie, all right? The movie The Ant, the superhero where he can shrink himself to a very, very small size. Well, think about how that is visually, right? Imagine yourself being able to shrink down to an atom or something and being able to traverse the realities that lie within your own subtle body that resonate with the 7 chakras and their colors. And these are like microcosmic worlds, you see, and portals to worlds and inner realities, inner worlds within you, okay? Represented by what the Sufis call Latifa, right? And I just watched a movie called Bessie with Queen Latifah in it, right? On an actual person. It's based on a true story. And the way she passed away, her and her man was leaving an award show, I think, and her hand was hanging outside the window, and it got chopped off by another car in a car crash, right? Very, very sad. So Bessie, Ashe, Queen Latifah played her. Queen Latifah, her song was called Unity. Unity is the union, which is the yoga, all right? And the yoga deals with the 7 chakras of the subtle body, and the resonation with the Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, the 3 channels, which is the Trinity, right? Another aspect of the Trinity, okay? And who you calling a bitch? UNITY. Probably her best song she ever did. UNITY, that's a unity. And that's dealing with none other than and all that. Queen Latifah, the bitch. The word bitch come from the word rich. The word witch come from the word Wicca. And the word Wicca means one who was wise in their craft, right? When you add it to the word craft, excuse me. And hence you have the word Wiccan. But there's people who follow the what they know about Wiccan and the witches and shit, and they get led down a whole different path than what it actually truly means. As a matter of fact, an MC is a Wiccan. That's why Jay-Z called his compadres on his label wizards. You see what I'm saying? Because he knows about some type of shit. I don't know what his knowledge is, but I know that he rolled with the dude back in the day, Jazzo. He rolled with Jazzo. All right, Jazzo not only was affiliated with the Nuwapians, led by Malachi Z. York, but he's also I have also seen him myself personally in lectures that have been presented by Brother Bobby Hemmett, one of the most amazing people on the planet right now, dealing with knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the occult shit that they've been keeping from us for forever, which represents our science and our spiritual science. Okay, and to this day, you niggas are still afraid of going to hell and all this other shit that they've made up for you. You see what I'm saying? To control you. You see? So you got to wash that shit away. Get it out. You see what I'm saying? Right? So 1111. They are like oracle birds, all right? Stationed at an extremely high rank because of what they are. Okay? You see? And I was amazed when I came across, because like I said, another name for me is Rhythm Phoenix, my spiritual name, my production name. Okay? I came across this book, The Universal Tree and the Four Birds by Ibn Arabi. All right? You got to know who he is. You got to study it yourself. Okay? And then he comes up with he has this shit called the Strange Anka, right? 4 letters. Okay? The Strange Anka, which represents the phoenix out the ashes. This is dealing with alchemy. Okay? They say alchemy begins in the chaos substance, or whatever you want to call it. This is none other than dark matter, dark energy, melanin, carbon. That's where it begins. It is refined from the ashes, what they call soot, right? One of the most ancient gods in Kemet, one of the most ancient gods that we know of in spiritual texts in the world. Soot, right? And his mother, okay, Ta-Urt, all right? Ta-Urt, who is none other than the same as Tiamat in the Sumerian text. Sumerian text is just another rendition of the mythology in their fashion. It has nothing to do with actual true shit that you can create to be literal and say that the Anunnaki created us, man. You know what I'm saying? That really, really, really pisses me off on a spiritual level. I bring the fight out on motherfuckers. That Anunnaki shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There is no the Nuwabi, the Nabirians are you. You are the Nabirians. The Nabirians and the Hebrews are the same damn thing. And we all are Nabirians and Hebrews if we know how to traverse the other worlds within and without us. Within and surrounding, whatever, how you want to say it, surrounding us. The three-dimensional reality is another world that has solidified itself in this unified field. They call it the quantum field, the unified field, right? But you can, as you know, with your imagination, with anything, you can do a whole lot of shit within seconds, within milliseconds. There is no time, really. Getting off the subject, but the shit is real heavy, man. The shit is real heavy. And this book is filled with the shit on these 4 birds. The 4 birds are the jet black crow, the ring dove, the eagle, and the 4 birds. I forgot the last one. The last bird. So let's read something real quick. How much time? This is part 3. The universal tree, al-shajara al-kuli. If you ask, what is the tree? Now think about the Kabbalah, think about the 10 spheres, think about the macrocosm, and look at this cover here. We're getting deep now. I'm thirsty too. Shit. Here we go. That's how you pour libations to the gods, by drinking water into your temple. The gods resonate on polar aspects with the 7 chakras, given 14, masculine, feminine, all right, relating with the moon. So we were dealing with the moon magic, and that's what they're doing a lot right now. That's why I say I should. Charlie Murphy, right, who letters equals 13, okay, I can't get into that right now, man. Charlie Murphy, Ashe. My condolences to the Murphy family, to all kin to the Murphys, man. Listen to this. What we have here is Keter, the one, right? The source of all the other spheres on the tree, which are still of Keter, and which all are surrounded by Keter still, right? If you look, this is the Mystical Kabbalah by Dion Fortune, okay? If you look very closely, and then the first name, her first name, Dion, is the same as Don, all right? Don is the same as Adonai, all right? And then you have Adonai as the Lord, so we have the Lord of Fortune, okay? These people knew what they was doing. You see what I'm saying? These is people who knew what they was doing, writing about your magic, writing about your alchemy, okay? This is Moorish / Sufi science of the spirit soul. It came from Kemet. The Moors gave it to Spain and Europe. That's a note that I put down right there. You know what I'm saying? I got all kind of bookmarks. I read the whole thing. Now, we have this sphere here, and then we have this that surround the top diaphragm of the body, the macrocosm, okay? And then this resonates with the heart. You clearly see the 3-dimensional square if you look very closely, all right? How the diamond, throw your diamonds in the air, all right? Alicia Keys' new album, here, all right? Diamonds in the air, put your rocks up, right? Rock Dynasty, the Rockefellers, Rock Nation. Hence the Rockefellers, who are none other tied into the Rothschilds, none other tied into the Rosicrucian mystery system. I can go on and on. Okay. The cherubim, the spheres that surround the body, the head, all down to the collar, the collarbone, right? Hence, think about Anubis and the dog, all right? Collarbone, Canis Minor, Sirius. That what we have is Chokma or Shokma, Baina, all right? Chesit, Gebura. These are 4 that resonate with 1111 as well, all right? They basically are the beginning of primordial formation and manifestation of the cosmos and of wisdom of existence, non-existence, and beingness itself, all right? This is the same. Now look at it closely. There's all kind of shit, this symbol. And then you down here, this is you down here, this little dot, that's where you at. And then your higher, an aspect of the higher self, the New Age phrase, which came out during the LSD times, is right here, which represents Malkut, which is the earth, the square. This square is transcended and transformed into this diaphragm. If you can clearly see it, there's a square there, all right? Okay, this square is transcended and transformed into the diamond up here. This represents the glory of every human entity, of every entity that knows it exists in the universe, in the macrocosm, in the macrocosmos, all right? As above, so below, the microcosm, all right? So when we put that there, we have the 1, and then we have the 4. Leave the 1 to itself, and then you have the 4 here. So you have 1, 4, all right, which equals 5, and then this we have 6. This is the 6th sphere called Seth, or Tipareth, beauty, splendor, all right? Then right straight on down, we won't get into these two, 7 and 8, is the 9th sphere called Yesud, which is the moon sphere. The moon sphere, all right? This moon sphere, Yesud, is the foundation of most of the magical rites and rituals that are done by the elite masses. Why? Because it relates to the water, and the waters relate to the cosmic waters, and the cosmic waters relates to your melanin. Your melanin. Your melanin. Okay? Your melanin. Your your pinealocytes, your melanocytes. That's what it relates to. I'll be back. You the front cover alone, and never ever judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? Never judge a book by its cover, and that goes for the face that I showed you in the back of the book of the lady that wrote it, Beyond Fortune. All right, almost look like she masculine and feminine. You see what I'm saying? Never judge a book by its cover. All right, and this Kether symbol is synonymous with the spiraling effect of all things, and dealing with the number 9 going into 10, and dealing with the spiraling of, the spiraling of the pineal, the spiraling of the crown that's on top of most people's heads, more than likely everybody. It's the crown. It represents your crown chakra. It's how you get to the manifestation realm. Okay, just wanted to read real quick about this here, the universal tree. This is Ibn Arabi's book, The Universal Tree and the Four Birds. All right, page 80. If you ask, what is the tree? We answer, it is the perfect human being who governs the bodily temple, Haykal, of the crow. The crow is synonymous with alchemy. You have to remember this. And alchemy is synonymous with the blackness or the black substance. The black substance is melanin. All right, here is a article that I downloaded a while back dealing with melanin. It's called Melanin in the Pineal Gland, and it was written by last name Koshi from the Department of Anatomy, Christian Medical College, Vellore in India. And it's a scientific study, and it literally has 40. He's using 40 people to experiment on, right? People who have recently died. They're extracting the pineal glands, and he goes on and on and explains to you about the melanin in the pineal gland. Not melanocyte, not melatonin, melanin. People so stuck on melatonin, melanocyte. Yes, this is the foundation and the synthesis of the melanin, of course, but that's what I'm saying. There's melanin in the pineal gland. You see? And the pineal gland is not synonymous with the soul. So that's what I'm trying to say. So in the movie Get Out, Christ is Chris. You see? In the movie Get Out, Chris, the black, Osiris. All right? The brain surgery that they're commencing, they're taking off the crown of the head right here. I just told you, that's the Kether. That's the being of your being. All right? And you have an invisible ray that continuously shoots in and out, or we'll just say shoots in, traverses, goes in. I just showed you the book cover. All right, we don't need to get into that. It's all there, man. It's all there. All right. So, the first to address the author is the universal tree, otherwise known as the human tree, for it symbolizes the human being, by large, the macrocosmos. Okay, the cosmic tree of life. Right. This is a Sumerian version. This is an Assyrian version of the tree of life. All right. You can clearly see the diamond. All right, that I was showing you in the last one. Okay. Here they're showing you the sphere of Dhat, called Mumu, in the Enuma Elish. This is none other than knowledge, and we can hit on that and go to the Enuma Elish and do some parallels with it if you want to. See? Okay, so he says that, and then he says that symbolize the human, the archetypal perfect human being, exemplified by such individuals as the Prophet Muhammad, all right, who reflect the totality of the divine names and attributes in a synthetic form, all right. And the most amazing thing about alchemy, which this relates to, and on a scientific level, is that when they talk about melanin, as I can show you if you want me to, it's always dealing with the synthesis of the melanin and the melaninocytes, the tyrosine, and the pinealocytes and shit. All these words, you know what I'm saying? But I'm always looking for the word melanin. They call it melanins now. You see what I'm saying? The melanins are coming. You know what I mean? The aliens, man. The al-eons. The gods of the ancient aeons. That's what it is. It's the melanins, man. But, it's on a very subtle level, all right? The universal tree is found in many of the world's traditions, symbol of life eternal. Positioned as the central axis of the cosmos, it serves as a pivotal point around which creation revolves. Okay, the most ancient god of the pivot of the pole star in the polar axis of the central axis pillar of the world was the ancient god Sut. One of the most. This is a great symbol to represent that, right? It's the same as the Kabbalah tree. Information is real heavy right now. I don't even know. The book has just disappeared. My mystical Kabbalah book. Okay. It's the same thing. You see, it's the same thing. You just have to really study, contemplate, and pay attention. All right. The central axis. When we're dealing with that, we have to go to the book called The Night of the Gods, Volume 1, by John O'Neill. And then we go to Henry Corbin's book, The Man of Light in Iranian Sufism. We have to study it. When we want to deal with what we were talking about the central axis of the cosmos and how it serves as a pivotal point around which creation revolves, all right, symbolizing the universal tree, right, the universal tree of life, all right, that they say the Anunnaki are. But, you know, shit, that's a whole nother damn subject. How much time I got? So, it goes on and on to talk about the tree. Now, the two dots of the 1111 time prompt, okay, the two dots, clearly we're dealing with gateways and things like that. The pupils, the two eyes of the pupil of the eyes, all right. The two dots are like the oneness of each pair of ones, therefore conjuring up the image of the yin-yang symbol of oneness and duality and duality the same at the same time, okay? Yin-yang, all right? There's everybody know what the yin-yang symbol is, okay? So Ibn Arabi on page 98 of the Universal Tree, okay, he's talking about the melanosis and universal body, the negrito, the jet black crow, okay. Man, I hope I can find this for y'all real quick. It's page 98. Let me see. 98. This is real deep stuff. 98. Let y'all know I gets down. I don't be dealing with no bullshit. I don't make shit up, okay? 98, the yin yang, okay, and we're gonna get to that here in a second. All right. I've also seen the two fish in the symbol of the yin yang. All right. See Signs and Symbols and Omens by Buckland. Yin equals receptive, yang equals active. These were engendered by an ancient Chinese deity by the name of Tai Ki. Tai Ki or Tai Kai. I say Tai Ki because it's K-I, but it might be Tai Kai. Tai Kai. Tai Kai is the same as Ra. It's the same as Sut. Okay? Same as Amun-Ra. Okay? Tai Ki equals one. Yin and Yang is separate yet one. You see? Now we're still dealing with 1111. We still really are. Okay? Black and white of the yin yang connects with the two pillars of Yaquam and Boaz on the tree of life or the tree of Kabbalah. All right, here it is right here. Severity and mercy. Pillar of severity and mercy is Yaquam and Boaz. Okay, they're black and white in the Masonic lodge with the black and white checkered floor. The black and white represents those two pillars. All right, because and each person, part, like the pawn, the bishop, the king, the queen, they're standing on their pillars. They're standing on the black or they're standing on the white. I got 1 minute left to explain that, but no need. So, severity and mercy as well. The two pillars of King Sol-Oman's temple. All right, the two pillars of King Sol-Oman's temple. All right, / Pharaoh / Ngu / Niggles / candidate is the middle of mildness, or the middle pillar of mildness. This means that the middle pillar is synonymous with who you are as an incarnation. All right, you represent mildness, in between, almost indecision, as there's a card in the tarot deck called indecision. See, it gets real, man. It gets real. This is just fire right now. You see, time is running out for this part. So, here we go. Let me see. Let me end this part real quick, y'all. I'll be right back. We're going to try to end it with one more part. You know what I'm saying? With one more part. I'm going to read to you about... I'm trying to be as quick as I can. And it just keeps coming and keeps going. So, I wanted to get back to the book. And real quick, just tell you real quick that... So, like I was saying, you are us, you and I, as in you and I verse, the universal tree, all right? You are the path worker, the one on the journey. The 11 is a doorway as two pillars of an entrance to cross over to, you know, with parallel realities. You become a slider, as in the show Sliders, you know what I mean? And this is the concept of the Hebrew. The Hebrew means one who cross over. Okay? And listen, we're dealing with mysticism. We're not dealing with, on one level, we're dealing with the people. These were foreigners. These were people who came, who crossed the River Jordan and did these things. River Jordan is synonymous and symbolic with the Milky Way galaxy and the spinal column as well, right? As well as the central pillar or the middle pillar of the tree of life. Okay? So we're getting even deeper because the Milky Way was utilized as a symbol in high rank in the ancient Maya. The wrong thing that a lot of black people are doing, or you know, my peoples, is sticking with Kemet and Egypt too much, and they're not even really delving into Ethiopia or Mali or Timbuktu. You see what I'm saying? When what they need to be doing is going into Asia, you know, ancient Asia, Angkor Wat, Kemet, you know what I'm saying? And over here, South America, Central America, North America, you know, the Zapotec, the, you know, what is it, Chichen Itza, something, Teotihuacan, all these places, man. You know what I mean? We got to delve into these places because this is that's very key. That's very key. But and speaking of that and dealing with the Maya, because I thought about something. I made a note that I seen 1111 on 2/22/2011 in the Mayan Baktun, and 1111 equals 2 dots on top with 1, 2, 3, 4, with equaling 22, which equals 1111. You know, because they would write their numbers like that, the Maya and the Dresden Codex and such. They would write those numbers like that. And so I was just tripping out because the 1111 was utilized at the time for the alignment of the planets on December 21st, 2012. There's that 21 again, or that 12. All right, number 3, Charlie Murphy. And 1111 was basically the time that all that shit happened on December 21st, 2012. I think it's in the book. Let me see if I can get it real quick. See this date. See, I got this book right here. Okay, as you see the crest, as in the neural crest, as in melanin. Okay, Christ, Christos, 8 calendars of the Maya. All right, the Pleiadian and the Key to Destiny by the Hunbatsman. All right, and somewhere in here it talked about 1111, man. But I just don't know if I'll be able to find it right now. It's a very, very good book. I advise you to get it and look into it. The 2012 thing is never over. It ain't. That's just. It's a season. Okay. This is one example of the Dresden Codex. If you can see that. Right. Amazingly, there's four sections. I didn't even mean to do that. That's fucking crazy. We got 1111. Here we go. 4 sections right here. This is the illustration from the Yucatecan Mayan Dresden Codex. 4 numbers can be seen in the upper part. The number 1 corresponds to the planet Venus, number 2 to Mars, number 3 to Mercury, and number 4 to Jupiter. Wow. You know, that's strange. I can, you know, and I won't get into that. Okay, so a certain condition in our solar system caused the forces of these 4 planets to conjoin, bringing about a cosmic phenomena where the greater part of the human race was destroyed. Arrow 1 points to a symbol that shows the sun in the center, the day and night on both sides, and below, lots of water falling down, the flood. Arrow 2 points to a symbol that shows the moon in the center and the day and night on both sides, indicating a lunar cycle, hence the moon, all right? A lunar cycle of 28 days, half of which is 14, all right, in which it rained a lot. Okay, and arrow 3 shows us 2 bones in the form of an X, all right? Arrow 3 shows us 2 bones in the form of an X. Let me show you something. Shit is getting deep. I hope y'all still with me. Some people don't like long videos, but you can come back to it, you know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because in this book is a picture of the Christos, right? With the skull and bones at the bottom of the cross. And I know I made a note of it. Splendor Solus? No, that ain't it. Page 46. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Here we go. Page 46 of the book. The Angel and the Abyss by J. Daniel Gunther. The Inward Journey. Book 2 and 3. The Inward Journey. Alright? The Inward Journey. I paid $47 for this book. Right? Okay? Another aspect of the of this. It all relates. All these colors are synonymous with the chakras as well. And this is the Sun of Righteousness, ancient Heru symbol. Okay, so they take stuff. All right. Now, what I'm about to show you is going to relate to, you know, things that's happening in the modern times, dealing with a lot of things. But what I'm saying is that we're dealing with the Passover. Okay, that's coming up, and we're dealing with the moon cycle. This is Easter, the Last Supper. All right, I made a video about the Last Supper and 11/11 a while back, but in dealing with what I was reading to you about the cross, all right, the lunar cycle of 28 days in which it rained a lot. And now think about it. April showers bring May flowers. April showers bring May flowers. So, you know, come on. We got to use the higher consciousness and stop thinking so rational. Right? Clearly, if we're dealing with a symbol here, dealing with a time in a period where it rained a lot, we're dealing with it's crazy, man. We're dealing with the spring equinox. So here we go. All right, in South America, you know, okay, or Central America. All right. So arrow 3, and here's showing you arrow 3 right here. Okay. So you can see the waters coming down, all kind of symbology in it. I used to meditate on these things, right? Arrow 3 shows us 2 bones in the form of an X. All right? Think about Planet X. All right? Think about Nibiru. Think about Project, Wormwood. Think about the cross. Think about cross. Think about crossing. Think about crossing over. Think about the Hebrew. Think about Nibiru. Think about Nibiru. And think about the Sun of Righteousness. And think about the number 36. The number 36, as in the 3,600-year period that Nibiru is supposed to cycle. Nibiru is it ain't a real planet. I'm gonna tell you like this. Even Dr. Aline Bey talks about Nibiru as a body. Now it might be. I ain't saying that it ain't. I'm just telling you I don't believe it is. I'm telling you that it deals with the awakening ascension process of the human condition. That's what I'm telling you what it is. And number 11 and 1111 is almost like the daggone usherer. It's the time prompt. That's what 11 is. It's been going on since the 70s. You know what I mean? As far as what I found out. So maybe before that. I don't know. Got 1 more minute left on this video, so I'm gonna have to make another one. I'm sorry. So the 2 bones in the form of an X, indicating that many deaths resulted from so much water falling on the earth. That's just that's just an amazing thing. And he talks about ancient Mu, Atlantis, Australia, and things like that. Kukulkan and Saqqara. Here's Kukulkan, okay? And here's Saqqara. Now, when I say Kukulkan, think about the phrase Ku Klux Klan, right? They take every damn thing. All right? And this is Saqqara. We know who built that, don't we? All right? Imhotep, right? Ancient name for where they get the symbology of Jesus from, right? I'll be back. I'll leave you with this right here. I'm back. I was trying to find 11:11 situation about the alignment for y'all in this book, but not going to be able to find it. I don't think it'll take me forever. It's in one of these books though. This book is real heavy with information though. You see. But anyway, I was going to say dealing with, let me see, page 109, if I can find out. Okay. So, and dealing with the number 13, the moon, okay, because 14 represents the phase, the transition phase, 14 and 28. This is called the Zolkin and the lunar Tun-Uk calendar, okay? The Zolkin is formed by the numbers 13 and 20. Multiplying them yields the equation 13 by 20 equals 260, okay? And this is why they create the diaphragm, which clearly looks like the ancient god Best with his hands on his hips. But I ain't gonna get into all that, okay? We have the black dot in the center. It's very, very symbolic, very symbolic. And he goes on and on to explain how you can break this shit down. But that's too much to get into. So, skull and bones. This is what I wanted to show you if I can, if hopefully, let me see. Right here. Right there. See that? 1830, France. You see the skull and bones. You see the umphalis or the ouroboros surrounding the rock, which probably represents the philosopher's stone, flanked by two angels, right? As in the Christian story, there's Mary and Mary. You have two limbs hanging down. These might be synonymous with the two criminals on the side of Jesus who's going to be with him in paradise that he talks about. And then you have the sun and the moon and things like that. So much information. Then over on this one, there's another symbology. First thing I thought about was Jeepers Creepers, because right beside it we have the lambs. We know that Jeepers Creepers, the movie, the monster, whatever, he needs, it's getting deep, y'all, it's getting deep. I'm sorry. He needs body parts, okay? Now remember the movie back came out in the 80s, I think, called Body Parts? Remember that? The dude was having visions of the murderer because he had his arm and shit. And the other dude, the basketball player had his legs, and it was just going, it was crazy. Body Parts, amazing movie. This is the same concept, you know what I mean? Then we have Jeepers Creepers, right? He has a cycle where he comes in and he goes away. He has to come in and eat, or basically he has to eat, and he also takes people's body parts. You see what I mean? Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those eyes? I'm trying to tell y'all, this is real. Think about the movie Get Out. Where'd you get those eyes? I want your eyes, man. I want your eye, man. That's what he said. I want your eye, man. Synonymous with the richest, some of the richest parts of the body of melanin, the pupil. But you clearly know that it wasn't about just the eyes, because he was going to be in the body. He wanted his eye. He wanted his beingness. All right? Some more images down here at the bottom. All right? Dealing with the sacrificial lamb. Okay? Now, ain't we dealing with Passover and Easter? All right? We're dealing with some amazing shit. Okay? Let me see. It would be extremely unlikely that the artist who created this woodcut had any conscious knowledge of the myth of Osiris and his dismemberment. Now, goes back to Osiris, who was dismembered in 14 pieces, okay? And the only piece that was missing, all the pieces found by Isis, represented by wisdom water. The only piece that wasn't found was his phallus, so she spiritually consummated with him, and Heru was born. Okay? Now, this is the phallus, all right? But if you're going to sit here and think that it's a dead god's penis, and you thinking of the ancient Shiva phallus worship in a degrading tantric level, right? Not saying that the tantra is, no, I'm talking about the people that take it and use it for degrading purposes. Then you're messing up. You see, it is almost like this. Y'all, Jehovah's bride, celestial, spiritual, heavenly bride, is the Shekinah or Shekinah. The Shekinah is the Kundalini. The Kundalini channels through the body through the spinal column known as Sushumna. This is synonymous with the jet pillar of Osiris in the ancient Kemite text.
Can you hear me?
In the ancient Kemite text. Got interrupted again, sorry. So, you know, you're dealing with some heavy stuff, right? Then remember I told you a dime. I mean, it's just go. It's a lot.
Can I come with my car?
All right, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute because people interrupting me. It's getting hectic. So, it goes on to talk about the plentiful harvest and things like that. The plentiful harvest, okay? The plentiful harvest, okay? Remember I told you about the flooding. Okay, let me see. In the Dresden Codex, okay? In the Dresden Codex, it's a bunch of symbolism in here, man. I don't even. Here's the X right here for number 2. Okay, there's the X. Okay. Shit. Should I continue on? I mean, it's just a lot. So, indicating that many deaths resulted from so much water falling on the earth. All right. Now, where was I at? There's a lot of shit to get into. Okay? A lot of shit to get into. As the zenith and nadir and the 4 cardinal points, 1111 is the 4 cardinal points. And the zenith and nadir as the 2 dots. Okay, one would be the yang, one would be the yin. Okay, the 4 cardinal points each resonates with one number of the 1 of 1111. All right. So let's see. The Earth axis is tilts at a 23.5 degree angle. It rises and drops during the precession of the equinoxes. This relates to the 2012 planet alignment as well, and that relates to the 1111 time prompt. All right. An Arabic word for zenith is simt, which means a way. Another definition for the Yahashua or Jesus name is the way. Okay, the way is the middle pillar. All right, Ishtar represents the same concept as the Christos or the Christ on the Kabbalah tree. It is aligned up in the same position. I mean, you know, you can do your own research on that. So the word for zenith to be summit or simit in Arabic is none other than the word summit. Okay, and the god of the summit in the ancient Kemite text was Harmakut or Rakuhuti, right? Rakuhuti or Herukuti, Ra Herukuti, all right, or Rahurakti, which represents non-dual divinity. So this is the same as the Tai Chi of the ancient Chinese, all right. So what I wanted to tell you real quick about King Kong, Kong Island, Skull Island, released on the 10th of March, 12 days before 322. All right, the number 12 is the 2-1, the 1-2, the Charlie Murphy, the Prince. This is the separation of the head, the skull, ancestors, family of Kong. All right, the 12 are in the head as the 12 receptors of the brain filled with melanin. This represents the 12 disciples, the 12 apostles. Okay, Jesus would resonate with Kong, but before Jesus comes to the Jordan, Kong is going to be the same. He's going to be John the Baptist or Ionis. All right, Kong is John the Baptist when he saves the female who represents a Christ image from the water, from being drowned, because basically because he's fighting his reptilian nature as representing the reptilian all right? She falls into the water. She saves her with his hand, all right? Hence the 7 hands, or the 7 stars in the hand, and saves her, all right? And that represents her baptism in the Jordan. Baptism in the Jordan, all right? Now, so the female Christ drops in the water and nearly drowns, but is saved by Magneto after Kong draws her out the waters. All right, and remember, John the Baptist always, he wore that wild fur as a priest symbol mechanism, because that represented the ancient alchemical priests of ancient Kemet. They used to wear the panther robe, or whatever you want to call it, across their body as well. So this is the separation of the skull, the head. Okay. Now remember, Salome wanted John's head on a platter. John's head on a platter. All right. Samuel L. Jackson is all damn throughout the movie until he gets smashed trying to kill King Kong. He wants to kill Kong. I'll say Kong. He's not king yet. Right. That's probably why he's going to be referencing John, Ion. Right. Okay. So Magneto was needed in the movie. Magneto, I'm saying Magneto because X-Men Magneto, he's the actor that plays him is a character in Kong, all right? He is needed. He is the key to get through the storm, as in electromagnetism and the helicopters. The storm was a portal symbol. It was a portal to get to the mythical island, Skull Island, okay? Hence, electromagnetic storm, the pituitary panel activation. Like Back to the Future, the flux capacitor, when they time travel, the background you always see lightning strikes and shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's heavy information. All right, heavy information. Kong conquers the reptilian brain. He will become king. All right. I said John Where's the Wild Beast closing. Now. See, okay, this is what I'm trying to say. The name for helicopter is Chopper. Chopper. Okay, so you chop the head off. One of the first things that they were doing was attacking Kong with the damn helicopter, dropping bombs to wake him up, right? Now, the dropping bombs woke me up because I said, damn, Trump just dropped the bomb in Afghanistan, called the mother of all bombs, the biggest non-nuclear bomb in the world, okay, on a tunnel to saying it's attacking ISIS. The key number was 36. ISIS terrorists were killed. We already know that's false because 36 is a key number. It hit a tunnel. Tunnel was a portal. It's all ritual shit. It wasn't. Assad said that the chemical attack that the U.S. say he did to his own people is a fabrication. Think about false flags. Think about 9/11. Think about Sandy Hook. He said it ain't even real. The shit that people watch it on TV ain't even real. It's a fabrication. He said they don't even have the weapons. What do you believe? So now well, I'm saying this because this is all happening in Damascus. It's all happening in Syria, in Syria, which is surrounding area of Damascus. Damascus is the area that John got his head cut off at. You see, I'm the Baptist. It's all. What I'm saying is we're dealing with ritual. We're dealing with the Passover. We're dealing with a lot of information, a lot of energy happening right now that they're going to take from us, right? And in the movie Kong, the first thing you see is the eye symbolism, the two warriors, the Chinese one or Asian, and the American. That's very symbolic, I think. Right? They don't show them fighting because they don't fight, they end up becoming friends. Okay? Very amazing information, man. Very amazing stuff. But the eye was a symbology for the sun. All right? Sun. Clearly synonymous with the soul, and with Ra, and with Amun Ra. All right? So, the word, okay, listen to what I'm saying. Titan is the Chinese call the pole star of Ursa Minor, All right, Titan, 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 Shung Kong. Okay, we was talking about the pole star, the central axis, the universal tree, the universal pillar earlier. Okay, they call it Titan, Shung Kong. Right now, how many of y'all hear the word Titan when I say Titan? Titan. It's Titan. So Kong is a Titan. You understand what I'm saying? Kong is a Titan. Kong is a Titan. And I just ended it with that because it's mad information. Mad information. So, basically what I'm trying to tell y'all is that there are spiritual symbologies that will let you know the rituals and the shit that goes on in the world, showing you on a personal level once you know your pineal gland is activated, and you can relate to what I'm talking about. But I'm going to end it out with this because my whole thing is dealing with, 1111, melanin, the four birds, the universal tree, alchemy, as above so below, from the rooter to the tutor, the phoenix, and the Ankh, which is life, and the Ankh, which is the universal tree and the four birds. Shit. Now, I'm gonna have to go back to the movie Kong, Skull Island, to see how many helicopters there actually were that either were killed or attacked Kong, or how many dropped the bombs to wake Kong up. I'm gonna have to watch that part again, because if it was 4, shit. Anyway, this is page 98 of the book. Ibn Arabi, the universal tree and the four birds. Okay? Remember, we started this whole thing out with melanin, the universal tree, the spheres, the tree of life, the 7 chakras, chemical, alchemy, the melanocytes, the pineal gland, the pinealocytes, melanins, everything. The jet black crow, Al-Ghurab. If you ask what is the crow, we answer, it is the universal body, which the eagle made appear by means of the dove. The dove came out of the sky when Jesus was baptized in the River Jordan. It's just on and on. Okay? The universal body is none other than the primal body, the microcosm, the microcosmic body. Dr. Richard King, in his book, Melanin, the Key of Freedom, calls it the holy black body. Right? The holy black body. We know what color the raven is. We know what color the crow is. We know the bird symbology in the movie Get Out. What we see the raven. We see the jet black crow. Behind Rod, who was none other than Tahuti, or Tahuti Aan, which is John the Baptist. I told you not to go in that damn house. And the Christ is Chris. Daniel Kaluuya, whatever his name is. He's the Christ. The black of the black. Osiris. Krishna. Okay? Krishna. This stuff is deep. It's for my spiritual people, my conscious people, right? The raven or crow is a bird that is often perhaps because of its color connected with the occult. Occult means hidden. Hidden is Amun-Ra. In alchemical lore, the raven, like the eagle and the phoenix, is one of the symbols for Mercury, Tahuti An, the ibis-headed bird, alright? The lapis philosophoreum. It is thus associated with everything that is solid, dark, and earthly. It represents the first stage of the alchemical process, melanosis, or negrito, either present from the beginning as a quality of the material prima, the chaos or massa confusa, the Tiamat of the Enuma Elish, or else produced by the separation of the elements. The 4 elements, right? The 1111. Ibn Arabi appears to be well acquainted with the alchemical art when he was the Ghurab. Call himself the Alembic, the Putakya, an alchemical term. Carl Jung, tells us that the alembic's ideal shape was perfectly round, or sometimes egg-shaped, in imitation of the womb and the heavenly bodies. Universal body, the Ghurab's metaphysical reality is also created round. It's also created round. This is a philosophical stone, y'all. Okay, this is the Umphalis stone. Okay, this is the stone that Kepler rose during the creation of the cosmos. Okay, I ain't gonna have a time. Oh man. Continuing on with the melanosis, the negrito, the jet black crow. All right. I have a book. There's the wings. All right. The black goddess and the unseen world are unconscious sisters in their uncommon sense. Peter Redgrove. I even have the publishing press shit that came with the book. That's how this is a collectible. I didn't write nowhere in the book, so it's hard for me to find the notes that I'll be wanting to find. But he talks about the negrito. I also have this right here. Okay, this is a review copy form. It's very old, 1988. Okay, 1988. Let me see. It's just too much. I ain't gonna be able to get to it. First of all, Nut, the god Nut, the goddess Nut is the black mother. All right. Talks about the blackness a lot in this book. All right. There's another book I have. This is a weird book, but he talks a lot about how he wants to put melanin into the white people and stuff like that because he's actually white. He's the only melanin that he really actually can say that he has is his pupils, and that's what he really talks about. It's very strange, very, very strange book. I mean, it just fucking tripped me out. Let me see. Page 56, I'll give you an example. Melanosis, man. Page 56. All right, let me see. Alchemy, necromancy. All right. I taught them mathematics, geometry, necromancy, alchemy, engineering, and the transcendence of the mind, the sense of the divine spirit without dying. I taught them how to write and speak, not as men, to lie and to deceive, but to speak like the elders, sages, and seers of old. All right. I taught to them that they are not children of Geb, but children of Nut. All right. Like I just told you, that's the black mother. Because they are in tune with nature, then they are black. Move in relation to dance connected to the vibrations of the environments in which they find themselves living in, and they are social and morally ethical because of the melanin in them. Okay? The people of Kemet, Mano Motapa, and Al-Kibulan learned from me the 26,000 year cycles of the celestial worlds before they traced them on the earth of Geb with stone monuments in great scale, which teaches that ancient African civilizations are much older than what Europeans like to believe and teach. How old are they? In relation to their sciences, monuments, and knowledge of astronomy and cosmology in relation to the Mechu Neter, they are very old beyond your modern Eurocentric mindset and acceptance. That's what he says about melanin. One second. And one more thing on the melanin. 72. And I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. 72. I am a Sephardim. Let's talk about the Jews. A Spanish Jew from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and I will volunteer to marry a beautiful feminine young woman from Ukraine and give freely through marriage my melanin to my beloved state and country through the act of procreation. It goes on and on and on. Shit is crazy. We can come back and do a whole other video on that shit, right? Continues on to talk about the bird. Crows inhabit the hibernal material world and are associated with death and entombment. The Gurab is found in the Quran in this connection in the remarkable story of Cain and Abel. Think about Charlie Murphy. Following Cain's murder of his brother, not saying, Allah sent a raven scratching up the ground to show him how to hide his brother's naked corpse. He said, "Woe unto me! Am I not able to be as this raven and so hide my brother's naked corpse?" And he became repent. And this represents the beginning of the crow being distinguished as negative and things like that. But in all actuality, the crow represents in philosophical terms, it represents the universal body, this jet black crow. All right? Universal body is sometimes known as second matter, the first metaphysical step to concrete existence. It is absolute unqualified body, which, because it receives effects from nature in the form of the four elements, is the first natural form. Unlike Hayula, universal body, this is the holy black body, okay? This is the melanin system of the body, is quantifiable and determinate. It has length, width, and depth. A corporal sphere, it fills the void, and within it, every corporal thing in the cosmos takes shape. It's talking about the jet black crow. All right. The first form that received the form of the body is length, breadth, and depth. It goes on and on. Okay. Its length is okay. The universal body is given the shape of a circle, the most perfect of shapes. Okay. And it has movement, not from place to place, but round its axis like a hand mill. Now, this movement is caused by heat, for if the elements of the body were perfectly equilibrated, it would be stationary, and there would be no manifestation whatsoever. Thus, the series of revolving celestial spheres are the first and finest of the corporal bodies to come into existence in universal body. All right? It goes on and on and on. I'll come back and we'll do a whole other thing on this. I want to say Ashe. We're dealing with the great man, and we're dealing with the small man, the macrocosm, all right, in philosophical terms. The human called the small man, the microcosm, okay. Heavy information, yo. Heavy information. So that's it. I'm going to say Ashe, and hope y'all enjoyed the information. Peace.